Some tasty candy, and I'll put it in my mouth. Greasy. Saucy. Eric's Red-tastic vlog. Just sitting here enjoying a nice beverage, a watermelon from RG Bevs. McDonald's released a Game Boy Color game today. They're doing like a Grimace's birthday celebration thing with like, you can get like, you know, a purple Grimace colored milkshake meal thing and other stuff. But yeah, they had an indie team make like a 4-level. I'm gonna show some of it over here. They had an indie team make like a 4-level Game Boy Color game, and they built it on GB Studio, which is like a Game Boy development thing, like an open source. It'll be drag and drop. It'll be like relatively easy to make games on there. And I'd seen something about it several years ago, I think now, on Pat the NES Punk's Completely Unnecessary podcast. So I've seen something about it before and kind of forgot about it. But man, that's some impressive stuff. And I mean, it's an actual, you can play it on a browser or on a phone browser, either one, a computer or a phone. But yeah, someone already ripped the ROM from it and put it on archive.org, so you can download that. I'll put a link to all of the game itself and the download link in the description. But that's cool. It's just interesting that there's like a promotional Game Boy Color game. You can like people have taken the ROM and put it on like ROM cards and played it on Game Boy Color systems already. I think if you put it on like a Game Boy too, it has like I'll show that here too. It has a Game Boy like warning screen, like you can't play it on a Game Boy. It has, put it on a Game Boy Color thing. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's got some variants in the levels and stuff. So yeah, it's cool to see something like that come out. I'm happy they're bringing back McDonald's characters just as a sidebar too. But yeah, because I miss the old McDonald's characters. I have a soft spot for them, as probably a lot of people my age do. Where's Ronald though? The game has Grimace and Birdie, and a hamburger, but there's no Ronald. So let's get Ronald back, guys. We need Ronald. We don't need we need a mascot back. McDonald's, bring him back. Yesterday. Anyway, not the point of this, and this is not another video game review episode, other than just showing this footage I recorded on my phone. It actually had me thinking more like, I wonder if I could port the Dan game to a Game Boy Color thing, like using that, because I have all the sprites. I found a thing to like down res sprites to like Game Boy Color size and stuff and palette. So I ported it to HTML5. That's kind of a built-in game maker thing on the newer ones though. I actually had that on itch.io. You can actually play that right now. I'll put a link to that as well if anybody hasn't played or seen the Dan game or know what I'm talking about. It's a game I made in high school for a senior project, and then ported it to various things. I have it working on an arcade in my house. I made a Ron Bina version of it, but the actual Dan game I redid, and it's hosted on itch.io. I actually was selling it for a while as like a custom. I had it on a thing where you could like pay for me to customize it with your own character and change some stuff on it to make it like a custom version of the game, because the game itself is pretty generic. It's not really tied to anything. So yeah, that's kind of my thought process now. I was like, can I make a Game Boy game using stuff I already have, and just kind of, I don't know how difficult the engine is to make. That'd probably be the hardest part, but I don't know, just thoughts going through my head of like, I could make a Game Boy game maybe of one of my IPs, probably the only IP I have. So that's weird. That's all. That's this whole episode. Just that game, and thinking about maybe making a Game Boy Color game, or regular Game Boy, probably Game Boy Color. But if I do, it would be playable on Game Boy games and physical Game Boys and emulators. So that's a thing to maybe keep an eye out for, and I'll definitely share if I do. So Cool. Thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.